I don't think you can ever be sure in Hindi films. You should never take your audience for granted. You can have belief that your work will be good, but अगर film land नहीं होती तो आपका काम भी कहीं ना कहीं miss हो जाता है. I can't be overconfident. Of course, I was confident in that I've done a good job, but it gets missed sometimes when the film doesn't land. So it was always important. The film has to connect. My performance will connect if the film connects. Friday सुबह मैं मंदिर गया था, घर पे पूजा थी दिवाली की, और मैं 2 बजे से 4 बजे के बीच या 6 बजे तक सो गया था. मैं 5:30-6 बजे उठा, मेरे फोन में कुछ 49 मैसेजेस, इंस्टाग्राम के डीएम में कुछ 21 मैसेजेस, कुछ 10-15 मिस्ड कॉल्स. सो आई वाज लाइक ओके, something has clicked on this Friday where this film is concerned. So I think that was one nice moment. कि जीना यहाँ मरना यहाँ इसके सिवा जाना का, हमें इंडस्ट्री के अलावा और कुछ आता नहीं है, हमें तो फिल्में ही बनाने आती है. I think the safety net was eventually I'll find my groove. It's tougher to take the punches and still stay standing. You know, the true hallmark of a person is when you can take the hits and still stand up and say, bring it on. Taking it one day at a time. As silly as it sounds, I'm not thinking too far ahead. Man proposes, God disposes वाला हिसाब है. So इतना प्लान नहीं किया था और ये सब मिल रहा है सिंघम के बाद. तो थोड़ा सा enjoy करता हूँ ये माहौल को, and then eventually I think things will fall into place by the end of the year. I'll have more clarity about what I want to go ahead and do. Hi, I'm Arjun Kapoor and you're watching me on Free Press Journal.
Fans are screaming Arjun Kapoor 2.0. Back in the day, he danced to the tune of Hua Chokra Jawan Re. The man has matured now into this nice, devilish, deliciously dark character that we see in Singham Again. And we are loving
delicious.
it. Absolutely. And we are loving it. How are you loving it, bro?
I'm just soaking it in. I'm just grateful.
Savoring the moment?
Yeah, I'm living in the moment. I think our profession, or generally nowadays life is all about क्या होगा, क्या हो चुका है. So I'm enjoying being present and just soaking it all in and banking these memories and emotions and keeping.
Absolutely. Is slipping in the character difficult or slipping out of it is more difficult?
Depends what kind of character you play. I mean, when you play somebody so unhinged like Danger Lanka is, I think the point is you just got to come ready to have fun and be open to doing everything and seeing what works for you. Difficult to, when you're an actor and I've been working for long enough to enjoy the process, and even the difficulty comes with its own charm. You feel the butterflies in your stomach and get excited about doing the scene in your own way possible and finding it. So it's always a challenge, but it's exciting. I don't find it difficult. Slipping out, in this film's case, I don't think it was that big a problem. Like I always say, this was a very physical performance. It's not an internal, it was a very external performance. So, काम करो, सब निकालो घर जाने के पहले, put it all out there on the set and then go back light, come back the next day, put some more in, go back light. It's a film that allowed me to really put myself out there on the day when I was shooting.
Arjun, how is family reacting to this success?
I think they're all happy. They're all very, very satisfied the fact that I'm getting my due as an actor. Sometimes the hard work pays off later in life. You just got to keep chipping away and be at it. You got to believe in yourself, and I think the belief comes from when you have people around you who they don't have to cheer you up, but they just have to back you. You know, they just silently being there for somebody goes a long way in moments when things are not going the right way. You don't always have to say, "Come on, you can do it," or "You will do it." You just have to be there, and I think they're all happy that we've all been there for each other, and today I can enjoy all the love I'm getting.
Spontaneity is a great virtue for an actor.
Yes.
Patience, who is a great virtue.
100%.
You did wait patiently. You waited for the moment, for the right script, right story.
Yes.
I know this interview is all about, savoring success.
Yeah.
But what were those moments like? What was that trigger point that told you, no, I am going to make it with this film?
I think I always wanted to work with Rohit Shetty. So I think the starting point was when such a big filmmaker wants to give you such a big role in such an important film. I think that somewhere makes you believe, okay, the wait will be worth it. It allows you to become more patient. It allows you to definitely start believing in yourself because somebody like him has shown belief. As you get closer, you start working on the visual, the look. You start believing, okay, this is something that you have a chance to really go out there and as an actor, as an artist, do something with your craft where you can create something that is interesting and exciting. तब अच्छे trigger होते, the actor inside you speaks. You realize, be patient. Wait for the day you're doing that particular scene. Do it this way, do it that way. Before I signed the film, of course, there was a different kind of patience and there's a different kind of perseverance to have that belief that one day you will get this kind of film.
True.
That's not to say that I've not done my share of work in the past. But perhaps it wasn't hitting the spot with the audiences the way we would all like to. The despondency comes from not that you're not trying, but the fact that you're not connecting.
Yeah.
It's like saying मैं phone लगाने की कोशिश कर रहा हूँ पर network नहीं है, you know, और suddenly network ये film के बाद लग गया, so I'm happy.
और घूम रही है रिंग सभी
हाँ, अभी तो सब फोन उठा रहे.
there you go. And of course, slipping into this zone. I mean, रोहित शेट्टी के जो वर्ल्ड होते हैं, यूनिवर्स होते हैं,
जी, जी,
so many इतने सारे किरदार होते हैं.
Yes.
Just because you were playing this, as I said, deliciously dark villain,
Yeah.
were you certain this is going to hit the sweetest spot ever?
I was not certain. How can you be certain? जब ट्रेलर भी आया था लोगों को पहले डाउट था, is he the right choice? And the ट्रेलर देख के लोग देखते हैं, is he the right choice? Looks interesting. We're excited, but we hope the character delivers. Can he stand up? I don't think you can ever be sure in Hindi films. You should never take your audience for granted. You can have belief that your work will be good, but अगर film land नहीं होती तो आपका काम भी कहीं ना कहीं miss हो जाता है. I can't be overconfident. Of course, I was confident in that I've done a good job, but it gets missed sometimes when the film doesn't land. So it was always important. The film has to connect. My performance will connect if the film connects.
I love this demeanor, this softness about you. We know there's a child inside you. We know you truly well.
I mean, yeah.
Was there a moment when you, perhaps in your living room or bedroom or bathroom, you punch in the air and you said, did it?
No, it's not sunk into that degree. Yeah. Like I said, I'm बहुत overwhelmed. अभी कहाँ मतलब I think those moments of silence or that moments of happiness are right now. I think the first day I went, Diwali thi. I think I went and just hung out with my friends on their balcony. And I think everybody just looked at me and said, cheers. And I think that was one moment where I said, yeah, it feels nice when your friends come together to celebrate the good also. They're always there when you're going through a bad phase also. That was nice. There's another moment where I think I went to sleep in the middle of the afternoon on Friday before the evening show that started. Friday सुबह मैं मंदिर गया था, घर पे पूजा थी दिवाली की, और मैं 2 बजे से 4 बजे के बीच या 6 बजे तक सो गया था. मैं 5:30-6 बजे उठा, मेरे फ़ोन में कुछ 49 मैसेजेस, इंस्टाग्राम के डीएम में कुछ 21 मैसेजेस, कुछ 10-15 मिस्ड कॉल्स. So I was like, okay, something has clicked on this Friday where this film is concerned. So I think that was one nice moment. But वो yes वाला moment, I think इतने chaos में समझ में नहीं आता कब जाके वो punching the air वाला moment करूँ. शायद आज जाके इंटरव्यू के बाद कर लूँगा, ठीक है?
इंटरव्यू में ही करते हैं.
Yes.
Arjun, what was that safety net when the patch is rough? You're talking about friends who are steady, constant, who perhaps give you that strength and belief, and their love also. What was that safety net for you?
Family, friends, my absolute undying conviction कि जीना यहाँ मरना यहाँ इसके सिवा जाना का हमें इंडस्ट्री के अलावा और कुछ आता नहीं है. हमें तो फिल्में ही बनाने आती है. I think the safety net was eventually I'll find my groove. It's like.
But friends from the industry or outside?
Of course, friends from. Most of my friends are from the industry, so they understand. एक Friday आपकी जिंदगी बदल सकती है.
बिल्कुल.
I think what's interesting also is when you see a lot of these moments in other people's lives, you get inspired that okay, if you hang in this profession and you keep doing your work, it will pay off. I think I was already shooting for Singham, and then Animal happened, and there was such a reaction to Bobby. So it validates that saying, okay, there is an audience out there for these kind of roles.
Correct.
So it gives you some kind of strength. Of course, I'm somebody who's always relied on my own self to figure things out. ऐसा नहीं है कि I'm constantly seeking. But yeah, it was a time where I had a lot of solid support behind me, and I was able to thrive in these conditions also.
Superb. Mythology is an unmissable element of this film.
Yes, of course, yes.
How it has worked in the favor of the film? What is your assessment like?
Tough for me to say. I think what happens is it's obviously it's woven in really well, and I think that's genius. The fact that the story plays out almost parallelly like how the Ramayana did. I don't know how much it's helped because contextualize करना बहुत मुश्किल है film अभी भी theaters में. You know, when you sit back and when you think about it, तो समझ में आएगा. It definitely adds a value of emotion. Family audiences do like their kids to learn about the Ramayana. Kids do get curious. And it's always nice to weave in mythology into contemporary storytelling because it just makes it a nice mixture of old and new. So I think audiences enjoyed it because also Diwali पे लगी और रामायण की कहानी देखने मिल रहा है तो उसका अपना एक मजा होता है.
जी. Audience are also going back to your grey zone, which is Aurangzeb also. You were superb in that.
Thank you so much.
Are you familiar with this territory? Therefore, how are you going to ensure that in that zone you will not be stereotyped?
मैंने उस दिन मीम देखा था. The boy kept dropping hints. between गुंडे इशकजादे and औरंगजेब और वो fact है मैं तो शुरुआत ही इसी दुनिया से की थी the anti-hero so called only these characters all had redemption arcs Danger Lanka is not a redeemable character he's completely unhinged I think I'm capable of doing all kinds of roles this obviously is being liked more by the audience now also in my age and my generation I'm the first who's done this which I think has its own benefit that people would look at me saying, okay, he's interested in doing these kind of roles. So maybe the audience and also the makers will look at me more from that point of view. I'm open to it. I'm happy to do more. Obviously not repeating myself, hopefully adding some value to whatever material I do. But yeah, I'm definitely open to it.
What are the pros, I don't want to say cons, but what are the challenges like when you're in Rohit Shetty universe, you got to stand out with your solid character and solid performance. Was that always sticking in your mind? Did you have to put your foot down? What's in it for me?
No, I didn't have to think like that because the way he respected me by calling me in for a narration, puri picture sunai, he made me hear the whole story and let me decide. I signed up on the day I heard it only because I loved how the film plays out and what my character was. I think the one thing that you need to be when you do a Rohit Shetty film is that you got to be a team player. You can't only look at it, what's in it for me. I mean, you can look at it before you sign up, and once you sign up, then you got to be a team player because you're making the film. I'm one of the actors. When Ajay Devgan, who's such a big star, comes in playing his role and allowing everybody else to also do their part, you need to come in secure. You need to leave the insecurities or the challenges, the negative part of it out and look at the challenge work-wise. मैं अपना काम अच्छा कैसे कर सकता हूँ? How can I provide value to this character? How can I do a good job? How can I make the director enjoy Danger Lanka more? That he gives me more room to play around. I think those are the challenges. And the pros are obviously you're protected by a director that has command over this world. You're playing in a genre that is loved by our entire country. The pro for me personally is I've grown up watching this kind of cinema when I was a kid. So I understand the audience part of it and I also understand how you need to perhaps perform. When I've done a Gunde also, it's come from this kind of space only. So yeah, I think interesting challenges, but at the same time, I think it's a great space that I enjoyed feeling comfortable working with this team.
Through all these highs and lows, ups and downs, what have you therefore discovered about you, perhaps that you did not know before with this success, and about the industry as well, the space that you operate in?
I mean, I'm quite resilient, I have to say. My perseverance is quite decent. So, I always say this, I've said this today also a couple of times. It's easy to throw punches. It's tougher to take the punches and still stay standing. You know, the true hallmark of a person is when you can take the hits and still stand up and say, bring it on.
And the sudden shift, even on social media, people hailing you as Arjun 2.0.
I mean, that's,
how do you see that?
That's, I guess, a journey that the hard work started many years back. The payoff is there today. The industry has always been decent and kind with me because they backed me as an actor. I think there was a certain lack of success that kind of alienated the audience from me slightly. Not that they didn't like me, they just didn't connect with me. And then that allows a lot of negative noise to build up on social media because negativity sells far more. You got to just stay strong. So I think, like I said,
you just ignore it?
No, it's not about ignore. You need to, it stares you in your face. Like I said, you'll have bad days, but you got to get up and fight. And the best way to answer people is with your work. The only thing you feel is you are hungry to prove to yourself that you're capable. जब कोई आपको डाउट करता है पहले अपने आप पे विश्वास लाना चाहते हैं because if you are strong within you can answer back anybody else. So I think Singham happened at that time where I wanted to give myself a reminder of what I'm capable of doing and I did it with 100% honesty and sincerity. As bizarre as it sounds, to play a bad man with absolute goodness in my heart is perhaps one thing that I appreciate about myself, that I did it wholeheartedly. And I just went all in, and I guess the result is in front of you.
As the cricketers say, let your bat do the talking.
Yeah, so let your work do the talking. Like
my last question, Arjun, what's on the horizon? What are you hopeful about?
I don't know. I've not thought that far ahead, honestly. Like I said, I'm just living this moment, enjoying, soaking it in. I've not even got my yes. Like I said, I'm just embracing whatever's coming my way. I'm just taking it one day at a time. As silly as it sounds, I'm not thinking too far ahead. Man proposes, God disposes वाला हिसाब है. So इतना प्लान नहीं किया था और ये सब मिल रहा है सिंघम के बाद. तो थोड़ा सा enjoy करता हूँ ये माहौल को, and then eventually I think things will fall into place by the end of the year. I'll have more clarity about what I want to go ahead and do.
Arjun Kapoor 2.0, savor the moment. That's all I can say. Thanks for the lovely chat.
Thank you.